Hey there, welcome back to How to Medicate and welcome to this very special video. Maybe my proudest one so far, because we finally did it. We hit 1K subscribers. Actually, and if I'm completely honest, it's even more than that. It's already 1,120. You guys are really killing it. So before we start with the actual topic, I need to thank all of you guys watching my videos, liking, subscribing. I cannot thank you enough, because without you, it literally wouldn't have been possible. And therefore I hope this is not the first and final big milestone we hit, and we can keep growing to 5K, 10K, and eventually, if I actually learn how to make proper, informative and entertaining videos, even more subs than that. So, once more, thank you. Thank you for joining the How to Medicate army early, and if you haven't subscribed yet, consider this the perfect moment to do so. Now, let's continue. So in the light of this recent accomplishment, I wanted to make a video on the number 1,000. So I thought it would be fun to take a look at what $1,000 of healthcare can buy you across the globe. This video is mostly meant entertaining and a bit informative, but it won't be very accurate, although I did my best to make the numbers so accurate as I possibly could. So take it with a little grain of salt. For your convenience, I calculated all the numbers in dollars. So without further ado, what can $1,000 of healthcare buy you across the globe? Let's start off by taking a look at consultations, the cornerstone of medical healthcare. Now, if you would visit your general practitioner or a first-line physician for that matter in the US, this will quickly cost you $150 to $350 anywhere you go. In England, this would just be $50, and here in the Netherlands, it would only be $25 per pop. So that's an amazing difference. Now you might think $150, that ain't too bad. But let's continue. If your physician would send you to a hospital to see a medical specialist, they would charge you at least $375 per consultation, which is way more. And then you might consider yourself lucky, because if your physician would send you to the emergency room, that would at least cost you $700, which is an amazing sum of money. So for your $1,000 in the US, you can visit your general practitioner once, and then once have a visit to the emergency room. That's crazy. So let's try to not break any bones while skiing upcoming winter. If we're talking about breaking bones, we're talking about making an X-ray. And an X-ray in the US costs $65 to $190, depending on the specific X-ray. So for your $1,000, you can buy 5 to 15 of these bad boys. In England, they cost approximately the same, but in Singapore, they're way cheaper. You get a 30% discount and only pay $45 to $130. Now the next step would be CT scans. You know, those giant machines rotating, making 1,000 X-rays per second? Yeah, those are CT scans. A CT scan in the US will set you back $270 to $5,000, depending on the specific scan. So there is a chance you can't even afford it with your $1,000. In England, they will cost about $500 to $1,000. And do you want to hear the best place to go for CT scans? It's maybe South Korea. There they cost $160 to $600, which is way cheaper. Then let's take a look at the last pillar of diagnostics. We talked about the prices of doctor visits, scans, but what about blood work? The price of blood work mostly depends A, on the specific test, and B, on the amount of tests you do, which makes sense. Now in the US, a specific easy test can cost about $100, but can range all the way up to $3,000 per test for really fancy state-of-the-art tests. However, the worst part is, according to one of the sources I found, is that for uninsured people in the US, the cost to have your blood work done always is $1,500, even for very simple tests, which is ridiculous. In England, you would pay $130 to $260 per test, but the real winner is Thailand. They don't only have great food, but healthcare is also really cheap, and your blood work will only cost between $25 and $40, which is amazing. So for the mere price of $1,000, you could have your blood work done at least 40 times. That's all fun and games, you might think, but now some heavy hitters. Is it possible to pay for surgery with just $1,000? Now, in most Western countries, it's impossible, as I'm excluding all the cases where your insurance would pay for the surgery. If you had to pay for the surgery yourself, could you do so with just $1,000? And the answer is yes, you could, but you would need to fly yourself to, for example, India. There, even cancer surgery starts for just $700. And to show you how cheap the healthcare in India is, I have found this example. Heart bypass surgery in the US costs $100,000, and in most Western countries it's around that price point, although maybe a little bit cheaper. In India it only costs $2,000. That's a 98% discount, which is amazing. So instead of getting this surgery in the US, you could fly yourself to India, buy a house and a new car, use it to recover there after your surgery, then drive your car to the coast, take a cruise ship back to America and enjoy that car and that house for the rest of your life. And it probably still would be cheaper. For those of you following my videos for a longer time now, you might know I have a special place in my heart for cosmetic surgery and cosmetic healthcare for that matter. So for the last few price comparisons, I wanted to compare some cosmetic healthcare across the globe. We will start off by comparing Botox. In the US, a session would cost you around $500 to $800. In England, that same session is $250 to $500. And one of the cheapest places to go to is here in the Netherlands, where Botox costs you $150 to $200 per session. If you're in the market for an eyelid correction, it's too expensive to do so in the US, where it costs $2,000 to $5,000. However, you could drive or fly to Mexico, where it will only cost $800 to $1,000, or again to the Netherlands for that matter, where it's about the same price. Now, a lot of people prefer going to Brazil because it's famous for cosmetic healthcare. However, Brazil will also be too expensive. It's about a 20% discount compared with the US, but an eyelid correction still will cost you about $1,500. And then to end this video off, I made a list ranging countries from most expensive to cheapest. It's a self-made list, but I thought you guys might like it. Now, the most expensive country we talked about is US, followed by Brazil, which is a 20% discount, then Singapore, which is a 30% discount, South Korea, it's 30 to 45% discount, then England, it's 30 to 60% discount, Mexico, which is a 40 to 60% discount, Costa Rica, which is 45 to 60% discount compared to the US, then the Netherlands, which is 50 to 70% discount, Cuba, which is 60 to 80% discount. Then the cheapest country to go to would be India, with a 60 to 98% discount compared with the US. That's still amazing, I can't get over it. Thank you for watching, I hope you liked it, and I hope you still be watching my videos when I'm posting my 10k subscriber special. It will take a long time, but keep watching out for it. Another big thank you for everybody already subscribed and for everybody watching this video. It means the world to me and helps out the channel tremendously. So if you haven't done so yet, please leave a like to the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and as always, see you next time. Bye bye.